And welcome to another episode of My Idaho Friends. As always, so far, I am your host, Jaime Lima, and today, just as usual, we have another good one, another banger, fam. But before we get to that, or shout outs, always major muchas gracias types thanks to Argos Productions, the team here, Erica, Justin, sweet baby James out in the back. Make sure you check him out, www.argosproductions.com. Make sure you check him out on Facebook, on Instagram, Argos Productions and Argos Stream TV, which is, if you're watching, that's what you're using. So shout out to them. Make sure you're always keeping in mind for all your video needs. You need to get a documentary done, they're your people. You need to get a commercial done, they're your people. You need digital marketing content for your website, for your social media, they're your people. I'm just saying they're your people. They're my people, they're your people, they're everybody's people. Also, big shout out to our sponsors, Vital Elements. About to get a hint of this thing over here because it's been a day. This week has been a year. I don't know about you guys at home, but I'm ready for year 2023 to get started because this shit's a mess. So I rely on premium CBD products from Vital Elements to just keep me the F down. I need to be a little calm. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. It's been a long year. But yeah, everything from CBD oils to CBD candies to CBD ointment to CBD gum to CBD freaking bath bombs and CBD doggy treats. Really, they have it all. So whatever it is that you're looking to get better at, whether it's like relieve your chronic pain, or if you're like me that just needs to like calm the F down, or perhaps you just take CBD just because it's trendy, I don't know. And it's more than that, but you know, by all means, support a local company. Make sure that you use our link. Every time you use your link, you're supporting not only Vital Elements, but also supporting us, because that's where the funds come from in order to try to provide you more quality content. With that said, our guest today, my dear friend and one of my favorite people to talk to, Jessica Norris from Dillys Pickles. You hear my accent kicked in?
I do.
Jessica Norris.
Every time.
Jessica Norris. Jessica, thank you for your time. So glad that you're here.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Right on, right on. Here, cheers. Cheers to you,
cheers.
friend. Let's not make a mess.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long fucking
so
day.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is.
So good.
Usually we will have like the spread of like local, you know, whether it's
Yeah.
cideries or breweries, and I'll give them a shout out. But you know, we're at that stage. We're done advertising for free. We're always looking for sponsors. Give us a shout out. Let us know. We're happy to help.
You know who you are. We love you. Thanks.
Yeah. So Jessica, oh my gosh, so many questions. All right. The main one being why pickles. But before we get there.
It's my number one question, I'm sure, is why pickles?
Why pickles? Really?
Yeah, I get it a lot, actually. Everybody's like, why pickles?
Okay.
Why pickles?
So, well, since everybody's asking that, I will go ahead
can
and
go
I'll
with your
put
other question.
I'll go with a twist with that. But before that, okay.
Yeah.
So, Dillys Pickles is the now with Jessica Norris, which is yours, which is you. That can't speak English, as usual. But where were we? You know, 10, 15 years back. Let's bring it back. That's the format of the show.
gonna
You
go
know, we go
way
way
back
back
and then-
before Dillys was the thing.
Okay.
Before Jessica Norris was Jessica Norris.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was Jessica Thomas. Hey, Mom and Dad.
Jessica Thomas.
Yeah, so, yeah, 15 years ago, we would have just moved here, just gotten married, my husband, Brent, and I. And we'd bounced from, I'm born and raised in Western Washington.
Nice.
So, hometown, Auburn, Washington. It's about 40 miles south of Seattle. And Brent grew up there also, but we didn't really like hang out. And then we met again in college, ran into each other again, and then moved to Spokane. He was there for 5 years. I was there for 2. And then it was kind of like, what do we do now? And he got a job here in Boise.
Oh.
We loved it, and we moved up here. I guess this actually does tie into Dillys quite a bit, more than I realized. So
See how good I am at what I do?
No, it'll get there. So
Brilliant.
I was a massage therapist. I went to massage school, and I was a PT assistant, which is a physical therapy assistant. So I worked in chiro clinics, PT clinics, massage clinics, off and on for almost 8 years.
Okay.
And one thing that I always struggled with, that I wanted to be a mom, totally wanted to be a mom, but I couldn't find jobs that like I could go back to after becoming a mom, really. Just, the hierarchy of men sometimes.
The patriarchy is alive and kicking.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't always flex well for women that want to be moms. So I dropped my dream of being a physical therapist and started working for a family company. My mother-in-law owned a bulk food distribution company. And that's how I really got into the food industry, was learning that. So I was the Idaho sales rep for like 6 years, 5-6 years. Got to go to trade shows all over the country. I loved it. We sold specialty candy and bulk foods, so it was fantastic. And I had Stella, my 9-year-old.
You became a mom.
I was a mom. I became a mom. So yeah, and then she sold that business when I was pregnant with Finley, my 6-year-old. Wow. And I was like, well, what am I going to do now? I want to work. I want to do something, but I also want to raise my kids. So I wanted something that I could be flexible with, but I couldn't find a job that allowed that. So I started making things, pickles, and actually I started with candied jalapenos.
Candied jalapenos.
Which are my husband's favorite. And I'm still developing on a bulk scale. They're really hard to scale up.
Huh.
Yeah, the syrup doesn't stay as syrupy as I want it, but we're almost there. Nice. It'll be an early 21 launch, actually. We're pretty darn close.
Cool. Yeah. R&D in full effect. Totally. I like it.
Yep. So I started with that, and then I took food processing courses through the University of Idaho, got a lot of certifications, and when I was pregnant with Darby, my third, she's 4 now, 4.5, I guess, but I merged my company with a pickle company and bought Dillys Pickles and added it to my lineup, and since then I've created a ton of other products.
Merged your company.
So there was a friend.
So you had
I made
company?
a friend.
You made a friend?
I had a little company. Yeah.
Oh, tell us about that.
That was the jalapeno company.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you were making.
Markets. No, actually.
Okay.
Well, okay. Let's go even further into this. I guess we have an hour plus, right? So
sky's the limit.
I know. So my first kitchen that I used was with Guru Donuts.
No kidding.
Angel Moran. Yep.
That's awesome.
Made donuts first thing in the morning. Like they would work from midnight to, God, when they'd be done by like 10-ish, 10, 11-ish. And then I'd come in from like 1 to 7 and I would use their kitchen. This was way back before they were at their current location, before they'd sold. Their original building in the basement, when they were still doing their speakeasy style donuts. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, so so Guru Donuts. Shout out to them. Shout out to Angel.
Nice.
Thanks for letting me use your kitchen. So yeah, I did all sorts of candied jalapeno stuff there,
and that was your business.
That was my business.
So you were doing the candied jalapeno.
Yep.
And then you made a friend.
Then I made a friend through the University of Idaho. Okay. Got introduced, and she wanted to retire. Shelly. Thanks for Shelly taught me everything I know about pickling and was an amazing support for me. And she wanted to be a grandma, wanted to hang out with her grandkids. And so she was just doing farmers markets and some farm stands and some local stores and needed it to go a little further. And so I took over Dillys and we've made some changes. Yeah.
And here we
are. Yeah.
So that's really cool. So it all worked out really well. She wants to be a full-time grandma. You want to be a part-time mom. I'm joking.
No, it's true.
But it's also true because
it's true.
Like that's something that I'll never know, in which is like the call of the wild in order to be a mother, a good mother, the best mother you can be, a nurturer, but at the same time pursuing goals of
the balance of both
financial independence, purpose, and having my own thing. If I cannot have it be facilitated by being a physical therapist, for somewhere, how do I accommodate something in order to create something, and that creating said something
absolutely
facilitates everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which of course is not all like I told my last guest, ponies and unicorn vaginas.
Totally.
It's
Oh,
not simple.
right.
It is difficult.
We have a
It's
lot of rainbows and sunshine references in our house.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I should probably
That all
switch
the
that up a
time.
little bit, but I'd really like. I've been saying it since my days of my previous life.
Perfect.
And now doing this. Well, it's just it's not all easy.
Yeah.
It's like like
No.
yeah, that looks so cool. You pickle some veggies and now you sell them. Woohoo!
Yeah.
I was
No.
like,
There's so much background in it. So.
So you get all these certifications that you need. Which is a fun
Most.
fact. It makes sense that you will need all sorts of
As we grow.
licenses and
Yeah.
accreditations.
Yep.
I mean, it's the food industry. Somebody can, people are going to be consuming this. You don't want somebody
Yep.
to get sick. It
We
has to be
don't
done
make it
right.
in my garage. We don't make it.
It is
at
not
all.
done in a garage.
No.
It is done at a warehouse.
I have a warehouse and production facility. I've got 3,000 square feet in Cuna.
Boom.
Yep. Yep.
And that's fairly new, isn't it? Or has it been like a year now?
A year and a half almost.
Okay,
Yeah,
a year and a half.
year and a half.
That's still fairly new.
It's still fairly new.
I've been
I'm learning
I've been,
still.
ever since I had children, I've been living in the spirit world. So a year and a half or a month and a half.
It goes by so fast, honestly. And I change things in there so frequently that, like, even now we're about to switch it up again for some growth and progress with customers. So we're going to bring in some bigger equipment and get rid of the small equipment and
That's exciting.
maybe add some conveyors.
Wow. Everything was
big step.
cryptic up until the conveyor part. That's like the big,
Conveyors are going to change my life.
that's a big deal.
It's the weirdest thing ever, but conveyors. are gonna
Conveyors, when
fully-
you like remember like
Yeah.
all the like the
automation. in
yeah,
certain
and you see
things.
like all the like the black and white like shots of like the 1960s, and there's somebody on a conveyor and that's
Oh,
what they're
yes.
doing,
Yeah,
stuff like
sorting
that, and you
things
move
and-
forward. That's where my mind goes to because I'm old as fuck.
Now, I'll have to show you some videos of like current conveyors. They have robots that like stack pallets and they pull them off the conveyor and put them on a pallet.
And it's just like the coolest thing ever, I bet.
It's like my dream.
And it's coming true.
Well, not that part yet.
No, that yeah. Oh,
but
that's
we'll
gonna
get
be the
there.
next.
That'll
Okay.
that's
Okay, you got the less sexier conveyor.
yeah,
With that
this
is just.
is- yeah. So we're still hand packed. Every pickle that we make is hand packed.
That's why your grip is so strong.
Always. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Except for I just hurt my hand. It's still healing, so we're fine. Yeah. Yeah. That's another story.
Oh.
Yeah, but we still hand pack everything, and we, stack everything on a table and fill it with brine and cap it and process it in our hot water pressure bath, and then we cool it down in our cooling tunnel, and then we hand label it. So just automating a couple of those things, like adding a conveyor that we can put produce on to wash with a wash sprayer and a UV light for sanitation. That's one of my big steps for the spring.
Okay.
I know.
So I want to
know.
put a pin on your current process and the process of the future because. Like,
Oh, yes.
Because I want to.
Yes, we're jumping ahead.
Yeah, we're jumping ahead a little bit.
Okay.
And that's okay. I love it. I'll
We'll
go
circle
down
back.
to that rabbit hole with you. That no if and buts about it. But we're in. We just get started.
Oh,
we're going to the
launching.
farmers market. We're launching. I think at the time you were also working for Edible magazine.
I was, yes.
Because that's when you and I met.
we met at
It was a Boise
chamber
Metro
event.
Chamber event.
that's
We were
right.
introduced by Brittany Rosenthal, who
Gosh, was that
did an interview with, about the
5 years
United
ago?
Way. Yeah,
Yeah,
5 years ago. Yeah, I had just
Yeah.
gotten started on my gig, and you were
Yeah.
doing your thing.
Yeah, so I was
Yeah.
working with Edible. I was the marketing director there, and
Okay.
and magazine. It's hard. I was selling advertising. Advertising
Right.
is difficult, especially if
What sales? Pfft,
no, right? Oh, sales are cake. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
No, it's hard. I loved the magazine. It was fantastic. It was beautifully done. The whole team there was wonderful to work with. Idaho's small-ish compared to big metropolitan areas.
Right.
And it just wasn't, I guess, enough growth that I was hoping for. And then the Dillys thing had come a couple times. Called me and emailed and called and emailed, and we'd gone back and forth for a few years actually before I finally was like, fuck it, let's do it.
Right.
And so Edible is wonderful. I loved the magazine. Yeah. So
Well, I'm sure that probably also helped, not only your previous experience when you were working for your mother-in-law's
Yes.
business, but
yeah,
then
I had
also
a lot of
being involved.
contacts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then transitioning
Yeah.
all into your own business,
Yeah.
you know, had to be somewhat beneficial.
Got about 12 years of experience with that now, so
Yeah.
contacts all over Idaho, and
Yeah,
it's
and
great.
the reason why I love to talk about it is because it's like the connection of the dots, right? There's nothing wrong with anybody that just decide like, okay, like I'm just gonna pursue my passion, whatever that passion might be, pickles, CBD, cider, you know,
Yeah,
obscure, you know, candle making.
absolutely.
I'm into things.
Somebody has to
I'm very
make
diverse.
things. Yeah,
So,
fantastic.
you know, you
I would like a candle.
there you go. Okay, we'll do. But how is it that you go about leveraging your network? And if you don't have a network, what is it that you are going to do in order to like leverage whatever it is that you might have?
Yeah,
And if you
absolutely.
have nothing, then which direction do you go? So I
Yeah.
love when I'm having conversations with business owners such as yourself. You know, I'm a full-time mom with 3 beautiful daughters and apparently a husband that is around somewhere. Sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Hi, Brent. He's my friend. Everybody settle down.
Yeah.
He's yet to take me hunting, but we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. You know, that journey is, I think, is what really fuels my curiosity when I'm having conversations here at this studio, because you get to really paint, you know, this very broad picture, this awesome. You get to tell this awesome story as to how is it that you go from like, oh my gosh, like I want to do 2 things. Why can't I?
Right.
You know,
That drove
you know,
me.
you
It
know,
still drives me.
Yeah, you know,
absolutely.
because there's nothing wrong with being a homemaker and being a full-time mom or full-time father, you know, or anything in between. Love for everybody. But to have that drive and you know the grit.
It doesn't work for everybody. It
and
won't work for everybody.
And it doesn't.
So-
But I think it's at the same time it's so worth it. I mean, you know, and I should listen to my own advice. I have like different projects in the works, you know, not just this. And it's like, you know, just go ahead and pull the trigger, and you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're gonna do. I remember, you know, in the very beginning, you know, when I was working with Jessica and Erica a little bit over a year ago, and it's like, oh, like I got this idea for this one thing I want to do, and we ended up taking a completely different direction, you know, a year later. And, you know, and this is for fun, but it's also, to me, incredibly important. And it could be one of those things where like, you know, I'm going to try, or it's just like, you know, and maybe I'll fail, or maybe it'll be something that I continue to do every week until like Argos Productions is like, bro, you need to go away. It hasn't happened yet, you know, but, so by the way, don't make me go away. Make sure you hit up Argos Productions for all your needs, all your video
So much
needs.
love for them.
So much love for them. But anyways, I don't want to make it. It's never about me, but
No.
I just always
Conversation.
But it is. But I just always love the idea of somebody that just goes ahead and decides that they're gonna facilitate their own opportunity.
Yeah.
And of course, it's never all on your own. Like you mentioned, you know, you had you were very fortunate that you had the ability to work for your mother-in-law.
Yes.
And that
Yes.
facilitated like
It taught me a
sun-
lot.
the foundation
Absolutely.
of everything. I mean, without
learned
that, you would have
so
ended up
much.
probably learning the hard way, and that's not the way that
Right.
you want to avoid that as much as possible.
Yeah. I had a great teacher. So yeah.
So we have it, and now we're gonna, you know, like be jumping a little bit. So it's like the business is getting started. And I know you kind of answered it a little bit, but really, like at the end of the day, now we're gonna come back to it. Why pickles?
Why pickles? They're fun to make.
Okay.
My kids love them.
Okay.
Honestly, I couldn't make a product that my family wouldn't eat, that I wouldn't eat, and that they wouldn't constantly be breaking into my stock in my warehouse to eat. So
It's a good sign?
I mean, totally good sign. It's if I have them at the warehouse, they're constantly like, Mom, can you open this? Mom, can we eat these? And then I'll come out and they're like 3 jars in, and they've cracked cases open, and yeah. So I make quart jars, big jars for them. Pretty much, that's what started my quart jars, was for my kids, because they would get into this size jar and demolish it in minutes.
too.
And they've set up little like pickle stands outside of our house with their friends, and they just all eat. I'm like, guys, this is my product. I love that you all yes.
Excuse me.
And then they're like, can we go door to door and sell it? And I was like, in our neighborhood only, right here. This is it. So, I mean, I'm teaching them as much as I am learning myself, honestly.
Right.
And yeah, no, pickles just, I mean, we're that's kind of where it fell because of my relationship with Shelly and what she had available. And I can so many things at home, but so we're just touching base with pickles for now. And we are going to be adding in quite a few products next year. Wow. Would have happened this year, but there's a glass shortage worldwide. So if you can't find my pickles, I really apologize. We have, had struggles getting glass and lids for the last 6 months. So
you're the first person that told me that, and this was some months ago.
Yeah.
We were having a conversation on the phone, and then I got to meet the crew. I mean, shout out to Justin Graves over at Center Fire Distillery out of Nampa currently, and whiskey, Idaho whiskey is good. And then, of course, he was so impressed. He probably won't admit it. When I was like, well, so what about the glass, man? What's going on with the bottles? And he was like, yo, so you know.
Yeah.
I was like, so you made me look good.
Oh, you're welcome.
I take all the information, and it's just like, but no, not that he was not impressed at all. But I thought it was a great question, because I just wonder, it's like, man, like how much more of a premium you're gonna have to pay if there's just not, the demand is high. Oh gosh.
I found 2 pallets after normally we get 3-ish pallets in a week to produce, and I couldn't get any for almost all of July into August even. And then I found 2 pallets on the East Coast, and it was 3.5 times my normal cost to have them shipped in. But I kept product on my store shelves, and I was able to fulfill orders and still shipped out product to customers. And it's been spotty coming in, but I'm getting regular orders of glass. I actually got a 2-pallet delivered today. So,
okay, good.
Yeah, and we have 2 more coming next week. So we're kind of producing still later in the season than I normally like. Normally we take mostly local product, but this year we just, with COVID, we couldn't get glass, we couldn't get product, couldn't get workers.
Right, and
So,
you product meaning like local farms, produce.
Yes. Yeah. Produce.
Sorry, I know you know what I mean, but
Produce. Yep, vegetables. So it's just been one thing after another, and thankfully I'm pretty roll with the punches, kind of just low key. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna make this work, but
being flexible, especially in this environment.
Right.
And gosh, my heart aches for so many people, not just business owners, but people that work for businesses, and not every business is going to make it.
Right.
And that's incredibly sad, and my heart goes out to them. It's terrible.
Yep.
With that said, though, the business that do make it, and on the small to medium-sized local businesses, that's going to be a testament to. Oh gosh, I already used the word grit, but we
have a question.
Oh, I don't have a question. I found a CNN article on the shortage of glass is mason jars due to pandemic cooking.
Yeah, well, that's just mason jars. I don't use mason jars.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But still, yeah.
I do have customers that I do special orders of mason jars, and I haven't been able to get any. So if you have half-gallon mason jars and you want to bring them my way, I really would appreciate that. But I don't know what caused the shortage. Honestly, I've been given probably 4 different answers from tariffs, and container ships were sent away that had come from China.
I would say
after COVID. So all the glass is coming.
I would say the container ships.
I think it's the container
tariffs,
ships.
yeah.
The tariffs a little bit.
But you can get the glass from somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah. And domestically, this style of jar is not made. The style of jar that they make similar to this is taller and a lot skinnier, and it doesn't fit on most of my store shelves. And because space is a hot commodity in grocery stores.
Yes, it is.
So if you have this huge headspace above,
and for everybody at home watching that don't understand that, so product being placed in our groceries, you're paying a premium
Kind
you
of.
know, I
yeah.
mean, like you are.
Depending,
like
yeah.
It's depending on where your product's gonna
Depending
be, as
on
far
which
as
store you're in,
availability,
absolutely.
visibility, and things along those lines.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert on that, but
I haven't had to pay for space because I'm a local product.
woohoo!
So most of the stores here really are amazing at supporting local. Like thanks Albertsons, thanks the Co-op, Ridley's Markets. Like they're phenomenal at supporting local. Even the Idaho State Liquor Store. The liquor division is one of my biggest customers, and their liquor stores do beautiful displays, putting you right in there with Bloody Mary mixes and really getting us in front of customers.
I'm one of their biggest customers too,
Me too. Yep,
especially this year.
frequently. Yes.
So we were talking about something, and then I lost my train of thought.
Glass. Sorry,
No, that's okay.
I saw a hand being raised.
No, that's all right. Erica matters. All Erica questions matter. I just usually need to get ready because I need to finish the thought.
No, that's fine.
Oh goodness, it was probably not that good anyway.
That's
So,
okay.
all right. So we know the why for pickles, and we know that
There's a
some
lot
of
of
the
whys, yeah.
some of the intricacies here and there.
Yeah.
I'm super curious, right? Because like there's a lot of people who are like, oh, like I can some stuff at home, which is great. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Keep
absolutely.
on keeping on. I mean,
Be safe
you do
about
that
it.
yourself,
Be
but
safe, but good. Yes.
but for this, there's a specific process,
Yes.
and it's a delicate process.
yeah,
you
kind
know?
of.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
You
I
have to
call it
be-
delicate because like if
You have to follow.
You have to follow protocol and
Yep.
guidelines and rules and regulations, because if somebody gets sick, then you're fucked.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
what's that like?
Oh, I talked about this all day today.
Oh, and you get to do it
I
again.
get to do it again.
Maybe,
No, it's
maybe
fine.
like
No,
the
that's
summary.
fresh in my mind. Yeah, no, we're
Okay.
good. So we check in produce, making sure that when we bring it in off the truck, it's inspected thoroughly. I have had to send back produce that had mold and that was decaying, or it just, you could tell it'd been sitting for a couple weeks. Usually it's not a problem for local stuff. It's this time of year, in winter, when we're bringing stuff up from Southern California and even from Mexico. It just sits in transit for too many days, or it's picked a week before and then they ship it to us, and then it's like on the truck for 3 days. And it's usually stuff like my asparagus is almost always impeccable. It is beautiful. Even this time of year, it's coming up and it's fresh and it's bright green and it's just gorgeous. And like, yeah, my crew, spears, we get a lot of really the thick ones that we can't put in jars because nobody wants a really fat spear in a pickle jar. So we take that home, and my crew just, when we get this type of stuff, yep, I know. I own a pickle company. I know.
So fun fact, the very first time that I approached Jessica and I told her, like, yeah, I'm going to do this with my Idaho friends, and we're going to sit down, we're going to have a drink, and we're going to curse and talk about your business, and I'm going to make all the dick jokes.
I remember.
Have
did
you
a
noticed
lot.
I have just kept it
You
all?
were being so good.
I am being so fucking good.
I know.
I will not embarrass you too much.
That's
Anyways,
I've done trade
sorry,
shows.
That's
lots of trade shows. Guys, we're gonna go there.
yes.
My favorites, I will just throw it out there to give them some love. Falls brand. Hey guys, like we're always buddied up to each other at the Associated Food shows in Salt Lake, and they're wonderful guys. We have dinner, drinks. It's great, but a meat company next to a pickle company. It's
Yeah.
great, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Excuse me, sorry about that.
commentary. So, yeah, I'm used to it. But yeah,
Well, I started long ago when you first got started, but yeah, I'm sure you're used to it.
yeah, years now. It's good.
So you cannot fit the fat, girthy pickles
Can't. So my crew
in
loves
the
it.
tiny little bottle.
No.
So you're using the skinny.
We don't throw it away. Yeah, no,
Don't
we
throw it
take
away.
it home and eat it.
As you
Yeah,
should.
So, but most of the time it comes like perfect. I don't know if you guys can even see like the spears. This
Open
is
that
like
bitch up. Here, let me that thing.
standard. I can. Yeah, this is my hurt hand, so thanks.
You're welcome.
So yeah,
Oh,
you guys need smell-o-vision.
formidable scent.
Yeah, that's another reason why pickles, like when we're cooking and processing. Aw.
I was just going to use my hand, but
Oh, here, grab one.
pandemic time.
Would you like one? Are you allowed to come on camera and take some?
Here I come.
He made me come.
Behind the scenes, take both if you want. I can grab more. Yeah. Yeah. So, like all of my neighbors, I'm in a little business park out there in Cuna. Hey guys, it smells like pickles in our parking lot all day long.
There you go.
Yeah, the minute that the vinegar starts to heat up and cook,
It's really good.
right?
It's really, really
Right?
good.
So thanks.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Nice.
It's pretty rad.
I know.
It reminds me the day that you were going around doing your
You
deliveries,
want some?
doing your deliveries on your vehicle, and then you kind of like stop by to say hello.
Okay.
Sweet baby James will like some too.
Here, just take the whole jar.
Take the whole. Take the whole.
There you go.
It's so good. And
I know.
you stop.
We're getting requests from the back.
Just stop by to say hello. And I just happen to have some friends over, and you happen to have
Trying to
some
do a
pickles
pickle
in the
deal.
bag. Yeah, that was a good day.
It was a good day.
That was
it
a
was a
good
fun
day.
afternoon, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can't hear the squeals of joy that just came out of
I can a little bit, but they can't. No, it's awesome.
Yes.
Have you had a food product on here before?
Yeah. Actually,
remember
our last interview was Chocolates by Josh.
Oh, I do remember seeing that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Josh Parker. So he was right before
Oh,
you.
chocolates.
And then we have done. I mean,
Do I have new fans?
of course,
Yes.
not like, oh gosh. No, I guess that's it. Food product wise.
Chocolates and pickles.
Chocolates and pickles.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not a bad
No.
Start to food
It's-
products
it's,
here.
It's not a bad start at all.
right.
Everybody's always like, oh my gosh, when are you having breweries over? Which we will eventually. But
Yeah.
our brewery friends have been very, very, very busy to
Yeah.
include our cider making friends. So
Well, I'm
I
sure
think-
they have shortages too. There's can shortages.
Well, there's shortages of everything.
Materials.
So,
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I was talking to Justin over at Centerfire, and like if there's a shortage for bottles for you to put your whiskey in or any boots whatsoever, like I'll bring an empty paint can that I clean.
At least go to Restaurant Supply and get one of the 5-gallon, 7-gallon buckets. Do that route.
Do that
They have,
the way.
they have snappable lids.
Just like, gosh. All right. So we deviated. We
Yeah.
went into a different rabbit hole, but still, that's okay. I'll bring it back. That's my job. So inspections, going through all of that.
Oh, yes.
And then some produce have to
Process.
go back. Some of that
A
is back in.
process.
The produce that makes it.
Yeah.
What's the step after that?
So we make sure that it's, everything's good. We bring it in. And then depending on where it came from, how it's boxed, how it's packaged, we will wash it. And then we put it out with our glass, with our crew. Right now I have 7 people. Hey guys, I think. I had 15. We've lost a lot of people. Haven't wanted to come back after COVID.
Right.
So it's been a struggle. If you need some part-time seasonal work, call me.
Okay.
Yeah, so we, like I said earlier, everything is hand-packed. So it's very labor-intensive packing. We have to make sure that the jars are full, and like tight, because when you process, especially asparagus will shrink down like crazy, almost in half. So when you pull a jar out of the hot bath and it's cooled and you're putting the labels on, like you can spin it and you can see almost half the jar usually. And then it plumps back up after about a week and a half in the brine. And that's really why it tastes so much like a pickle, is because that cellulose, on a cellulose level, it fills the cells of the asparagus back up. So, yeah. Sorry, sometimes I sound like a chemistry nerd.
No, I should, but it's fascinating. I'm just
Right.
like sitting here thinking like,
That's how things are pickled. Yeah.
There you
So
go.
there's certain things like my cauliflower,
Uh-huh.
not very porous, not porous at all. So it really absorbs the brine, and makes it a little bit saltier than my normal products, because it doesn't absorb the spice flavor that much.
Is this the new product?
This is a new product. This is one of the new ones. Yeah. So, yeah. But we're like the red onions.
Okay.
I wish I would have grabbed a red onion. They are beautiful. Just check them out on my Instagram.
Us. Yes.
So the red onions, we actually changed our brine, because my normal brine was like, we dilute. I start with 20% vinegar. We dilute it with water, add our salt. But with my normal brine vinegar water ratio, it was
Don't give up the secrets.
fading too much. Yeah, no, I'm not. So it was fading, and the red onions were turning kind of like a light brown almost, and it just was not very appealing or appetizing. So I kept my vinegar concentration much higher, added less water, played around with a couple different batches, and found the right vinegar ratio that it holds the color, and it's beautiful. It's staying pink, and it's just, oh, it's so pretty. And I kind of thought that, like, a lot of people drink the brine from my pickle jars. I don't think they'll drink onion brine. I mean, maybe use it in a vinaigrette. It'd be really awesome in a vinaigrette, but
Weirder things, 2020.
my kids just drink it straight from the jar. So
Those are kids, though.
I mean,
Those are kids.
I know customers that do too. So it's really good. Pickle juice is really, really good for you. So yeah, it's so good for your immunity. It helps pull lactic acid after working out. So I have a lot of bodybuilders that are fans.
Really?
And that order it by the case.
Crossfitters. and stuff like
Crossfitters,
that.
yep.
You see, there you go. Vital elements. Next up is going to be CBD infused pickles. Oh
I've looked
Boom.
into it. I have looked into it.
my God.
It is such a big market.
It is. It is.
Like,
it
our
is.
pickles are keto, and I'm attending this keto conference with buyers in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And it's going to be amazing because keto is so popular right now, but there's no official certification for it. So you have to be careful with your products. If you're buying keto, do your research, read the ingredient label, please. Yeah, there's not, you can pay certifying, but they're for profit. They're not governed. So you got to be careful. It's the newest one. It's not like organic or gluten-free. You just got to be careful with it. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much.
yeah, me too. But
So,
yeah.
I'm going to speed up
Sorry.
your process. No,
I
this is good. I
didn't
love all
mean
these
to
rabbit
stop
holes. No,
talking.
this is great. And I'm eating too because it's fucking
I
delicious.
know, right?
So,
I wish, there's something that I would love to tell you.
but you can't
I mean, I can, but I can't say like things. So
say the thing.
there is
But
this
without giving it up.
award program that we submitted pickle products for, and our spicy asparagus is a finalist in like this nationwide award program. And we'll find out sometime in the next like week and a half what that means. I know it's the top 10% of several thousand entrants. So yeah. And normally they'd have like this big thing in January where we get to go and be awarded and stuff, but
Wow.
can't with COVID. So it's still really exciting.
Yeah. Do you get
So-
like a little plaque or something?
I don't know yet. We'll see. It's my first time submitting, but I get to put it on everything once I know, like as a
Ooh.
promotion and marketing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally
effing rad.
helpful. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
no, everybody loves a winner. That's the whole American thing. Oh my God,
Absolutely.
like,
Yeah,
it's always like top 3, but if you got a choice, you go for the gold one.
totally. I'm hoping that's what we are. We're hoping, but no clue yet.
In my heart, it is.
Thanks.
So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Speaking of other exciting things, I'm so curious about the tech. So we were talking a little bit earlier about, conveyors, and then you
Yes.
were mentioning like UV lights
Yeah.
in order to sanitize,
Sanitize
which
produce.
is awesome. And,
Yep.
you don't think about it, and then you're like, oh yeah, it like makes perfect sense. Like right now, like everything is being sanitized in one way or another.
Yeah.
Because of the current environment.
Yeah.
But that's been going on, like UV.
This
as
is a different reason for it. Yeah,
Right, it's a
not for
different reason
I mean,
for
it's for
it.
bacterial, but not like our like germs.
Right. No, and I get that, but like everything is just being advertised as like, I think capitalizing a little bit on concern and fear because
Yeah.
marketing and opportunities, and it is what it is. Yeah, free market. But what is that something that you have implemented as far as like your equipment? Is that something
will
you're
be
looking
going to.
forward to?
Yep.
So okay,
Yep.
so there's that coming.
Yep.
The conveyor got there, or it's
Going
almost.
to. I'm
it's
still
going in there?
designing everything. We're going to have to move a ton of stuff around and move out some equipment. We're putting in a bigger dishwasher to handle. We have a lot of totes that we go through, and we just hand scrub them and then sanitize them in our dishwasher. So I'm putting in a conveyor dishwasher that I have and I picked up, and we won't have to like do the 2-3 step sink process anymore, which is awesome. And it can handle big long trays and everything also, for like we use huge trays for our lids, so we could sanitize those. And then we do pasteurize all of our pickles. That's what the hot process and water bath is for. And so right now that's like our ultimate kill step, is if there's anything left on these after we've washed them, the produce. It's a very long hot bath process. So, but the pre-rinse, wash, and then the UV light will just ensure, like asparagus is grown out of the ground. It comes up out of the soil. and you don't know what is in soil usually or what else, goes through there. So we don't just pick it off the side of the road either. we actually buy it. Most of our asparagus comes from Frower Farms in Owyhee Produce out in Fruitland and Nissa.
Ooh.
And and they have this awesome operation that they wash everything, but then in transit, once it has hit our facility, just for our purposes and our records, we do another wash on it before it goes in jars. And then the UV step is just, it's like 2.5 seconds under a UV light that is specifically made for washing and sanitizing produce. Just ensures that extra level of safety. So from things like, here's the nerdy part of me, like listeria and botulism and salmonella and those types of things that come from soil.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if we
Wow.
can put in that step, it's just one extra safety measure. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So that brings us to actually in the now, and I know a couple of things. We were all over the place today, and that's quite
Okay.
all right because it's working out really well. You got some new equipment coming. What else is going on, I guess, on the now with Dillys Pickles? Like, I know you mentioned it earlier. I would like for you to mention it again. Where is it that we find Dillys Pickles at?
Albertsons. We are part of their premium program, and so we are in like 8 stores throughout the valley. So like Marketplace. I want to go bigger. To my buyer out there. Yeah. We would like to go to all stores for Safeway and
Okay.
Albertsons. So we're in Marketplace, which is the one on Eagle and Fairview. Beautiful store. Have you been there to shop?
I've been there to drink. Their
Oh.
bar is really good.
Yes. Did you meet us there? No.
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 I met some strangers there because
Oh,
I went by
fantastic.
myself.
It is beautiful. If you have not been there.
But they have a legit bar, like a really good bar
Yeah.
at the local grocery store.
Yeah.
And you know me, like I don't pass like Eagle and the 84. That's my limit of advance. Like if I pass Eagle and the 84,
Our house, basically.
I either love you a long time or you owe me money, or you make me a lot of money. One of those three. One of those three. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, it might as well be the Oregon coast. But
It's a bit far.
I love all of that area. I got nothing but love for that. It's not that it's not because it's undesirable. It's just for me, everything
your
is
realm.
walking.
Yeah.
I stay in my rest. I
Yeah,
stay in my
totally.
reservation. I just walk around, high five
same.
everybody. I don't
Yeah.
have to drive anywhere. I can do it on my longboard or my bicycle. I drive now because it's freezing.
You order
But
pickles and they come to you.
yeah, but I
It's
met,
fine.
I met my neighbor. Oh no, he took me over there. He was driving. If he's driving, I'll go wherever. I'll go anywhere if somebody else is driving.
Did you know that it's not just a bar that you can sit at? You can order drinks and then grocery shop around the store.
Yeah, which you can also do on the other one on
Broadway.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Broadway's the same.
tip
Yep.
top. Yeah, I avoid that because I'm definitely
Impulse buyer.
I am most definitely an impulse buyer. I am so good at impulse anything.
Yes.
We impulse bought some land
I heard about
2
that.
weeks
I heard about that.
a week ago. I'm like, oh my god, but it worked out great.
I'm jealous, actually.
But it worked out
Definitely
great.
Googled
It worked out great.
afterwards.
I was just like, oh my god.
Broadway, Albertson.
Yes.
We love the Chef Mac that runs Broadway.
I believe
Albertson.
I've met him.
Chef
Yes.
Mac.
Amazing,
Yes.
amazing human. And let me tell you, when COVID hit, we risked it for that brisket.
Oh my god. Their food is really, we order their pizza all the time. The girls love their flatbread pizzas. Like, fantastic.
So good.
Yeah, even their breakfast bar sometimes, like the girls just want to go and get French toasted.
This has been the
whatever.
long-standing plug for Albertsons that
Yeah,
has ever been done.
I really should get into all the stores.
So yes, you should. They should get Argos Productions to shoot all their footage.
Oh yes.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
we actually shot a video for them with them. I don't know, it was in-house, some of their crew, but
Yeah,
it was
it's-
for the Marketplace promos. So if you watch the TVs long enough and you're standing there in the store, it's okay. They'll know what you're doing. Just keep watching, and Dillys will show up at some point. They did all these videos with local producers, and like their big produce companies and those types of places, the big ones. And then they're in all the videos on all the cameras in the store, TVs, not cameras.
Okay, well, enough of that, because they're not like,
Yeah, sorry.
they're definitely not sponsoring shit
Also-
over here.
I I could call Marketplace and see what we could work out. but
Right?
You should film one from their store and then see how that goes.
It's always an idea. Speaking of ideas,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and this is, this is idea number 1. Idea number 2, since Erica and Justin are here.
Thanks.
So, what do you guys think? Since, like, she needs part-time help, I think maybe I should do, like, a little, like, mini-series of where I go and I help
You can
the
pack
business
pickles.
owners that I have interviewed.
Like,
You know, I
like
can go.
dirty jobs.
I can
style.
go. I can do these like miniature little like. We don't have to take like the whole crew. We'll do like, you know, take footage and put it on the old social media
That'd be
and
fantastic.
have it all. You know,
That sounds fun to me.
just
Oh.
an idea. It's just me going back to blue collar because why not?
I'll have another 1,200 pounds of asparagus next week.
Oh, next week. That's quick. Okay. All right. We'll talk.
The week after, actually, and then it'll stop after that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair
yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
We'll go.
That's
We'll
all
work
right.
up to about
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
We'll
so.
figure it out.
Yeah,
We'll
totally.
work out the details. That's just a good idea right there.
Yeah.
New year 2021.
There you
So we're here right now. That's where we can find your product. What else do we have to look forward to
stores.
with Dillys?
We have new products coming out.
Okay.
So, like-
anything that you can.
Yes. We're just searching for the glass, but I have finally dialed in my Bloody Mary recipe using my spice blend and like a couple of my product ingredients that so the brine and stuff. So, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. My goal is to have a, like an independent brand and then one with alcohol. So I'm working on all of my, like national licenses, I'm totally blanking on it. The liquor licenses, not for selling, but a
Right.
distiller's license.
Yeah,
That's
the
what I was
distiller's
going for.
license. Yeah.
So I'm working on that. I'm like halfway through the paperwork, have to get my bond, all the things that go into it. And then once we do that, we're trying to figure out if we want to distill our own vodka, which is kind of like, there's a whole other little rabbit hole on this one, which I think I've told you about. I'm not sure. But one big issue that I have with asparagus, I love the product, but it doesn't come cut to 5.5 inches.
Oh.
It comes in 10-inch spears, which means I'm throwing more than 50% of my product away. And it kills me. It drives me absolutely bonkers that there's nothing we can do with it. We've tried like little tiny asparagus bites, which are pretty good, but you can't really use the white part of that because it's so like woody. That's actually what it's called. It's woody. And so, yeah, there's that pickle joke again. So we can't use it. And so we've tried for the last few months and to ferment it and make vodka out of it. And shout out to Scott at Bardonnay. He has been helping me and teaching me and trying to figure out how we can do this. So we're still working on
Wow.
product development. It's going to take a while. I'm sure like asparagus doesn't just naturally ferment. So we have to add sugars and feed it. And
Right.
it takes longer than a normal sugar ferment would. But we're learning and trying to get our distiller's license because I love whiskey. And right, totally. So if I can make a vodka out of asparagus and then put it in whiskey barrels and have like a full use and sustainable program for our waste, that is something that, oh my gosh, I've been geeking out over it for a year now, like just trying to make it work. So yeah,
Okay.
in progress, totally in progress. But
So we were talking about now, but we just jumped into the future.
I told you, wormhole.
That is very, very exciting.
Yeah.
That is really effing cool.
Yeah, so
Wow.
working on it. I know, right?
Asparagus whiskey.
I can't just stick with one
asparagus
product.
vodka, excuse me.
Asparagus vodka. Yeah. Asparagus vodka.
I'll drink the
I
shit
mean,
out of that.
if you can ferment it, we can kind of distill it. So
Mm-hmm.
if it creates enough sugar and yeast. So we're working on it. It might have to be made with asparagus product, which is fine. We can do like a 50-50 mash. That's totally fine. But we're working on it. So we'll be there hopefully in 2021.
Okay.
So
Anywhere else you might be thinking you're going to be expanding your product outside of Idaho, or
God, I want to go national, you guys.
you want to go
We want to go national.
I like it.
So
I like it.
the keto summit that I'm doing in 2 weeks is with national buyers. We will probably have 25 to 30 meetings over 3 days, all online. And we'll be in different like 5 and 10 minute meetings, one-on-one with buyers from huge brands. So I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say brands, but yeah, like
That's okay.
like
That's
specific,
okay.
but just think of like all major national retailers. That's who I'll be meeting with. So big goals. I know, right? Please, please. So we've had some pretty cool interest and some things happen that I can't talk about, but
We're big on NDAs.
yeah,
don't worry.
totally. Yeah, so hopefully it was actually supposed to start this really cool, exciting thing was supposed to happen in early 21, but because of the glass shortage, we had to postpone it to early 2022. So stay tuned for that announcement. And
okay.
again, fingers crossed that it still works out.
Yeah.
So that I can get 3 full containers of glass in the time they want me to have it. So
That
a
is
container
super
of glass
exciting.
is 58 pallets, by the way.
58 pallets.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
container of glass.
Big deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super exciting, fun deal. So
Wow.
yeah, but hopefully it still all works and we're just going to keep on keeping on. So yeah,
That is fantastic.
I know, right?
It's so surreal because we don't get to hang out as often as we would like. You know,
Yeah.
full-time families and full-time jobs and working for ourselves and others
Yeah.
and everything in between. But it's really awesome. You know, like I remember when you just had gotten started.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was just like it was super exciting and you were over the moon and you were also just working your ass off.
Still am.
And you still are, absolutely, and it hasn't stopped. But it's just, gosh, it says a lot about, you know, your commitment, your dedication, your perseverance as to, you know, now looking and being into like so many stores in the local level and the potential of going national in the very near future. And you're a very young company. That's not
Yeah.
something that happens
Right.
overnight. But when you're looking at big picture, for you that would be overnight.
Yeah.
You know
It'll be 5 years.
because then the challenge becomes is like, how do I keep up with my growth?
Absolutely.
Like what is the
How to
plan?
make the jump to that growth is the big one right now. Like just making that leap. It was almost too big to make, honestly. So I'm trying to find some middle ground to try and help facilitate that because I can't go in and turn my 3,000 square feet into 50,000 square feet of production floor and get stuff pumped out like that. Like I can't do pallets and I can't do 10 pallets a day. So,
Right.
but yeah, there's just a lot of in between to make these jumps happen. So
Yeah, and like
Getting
nobody
there.
thinks about that. Like, oh, like here's this huge account. And it was like, okay, that's awesome.
Fantastic.
How do I meet said account
Financing.
within time? And how do I
crew.
Okay, so now I need more people. I need new equipment. I need more trucks. I need more
glass.
drivers.
Trucks I can hire out. I got
Fair enough.
trucks. We're
Outsourcing.
good.
Are you gonna? You're
Yeah.
about to throw another shout out?
Well, kind of, but he lives in Minneapolis, so it's fine. No, it's fine. I'll send him the link. Thanks, Nick.
All right. I cannot remember the last time we had so many shout outs on one single episode. You do well.
what
You
I'm
do
here
well.
for.
This is that's awesome. That's good. That's all right.
We had to meet an hour at least, right? So
At least,
yeah.
At least. Wow. Well, that's really cool. I mean, clearly not all of it is doom and gloom during 2020, and I am so very happy. And it hasn't been easy, of course.
No.
It has not.
It's been scary this year for sure.
It has taken a toll on everybody. It's taken a toll on you, on your family, your lovely husband, who
Now works from home and
is never away from you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love you. But it's also
Yeah.
it's kind of nice when he goes in for the morning and then comes home and then I'm like, goodbye, I'm going to work. See you after like 6.
Yeah. Hey.
Here's the kids.
Love,
Bye.
love in the time of COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
But honestly, it would have been worse with him working. Like we've talked about it numerous times. Like, oh, this is circling back to the whole reason why as a mom, like I wanted to be able to bring my kids everywhere if I needed to. I don't always need to, But my girls have seen the back room of grocery stores more than they probably see that front side of grocery stores, because they're always with me for deliveries. My 9-year-old goes with me across the state, and she's my shelf stocker. I'll open cases for her, and she's just boom, 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 putting them up on shelves. And Darby, my 4-year-old, she is my label perfecter. So you'll see her frequently at Albertsons, and she's the one that turns them to make sure that the labels look nice, straightens them up. So they all have their role. Finley is very, very good at talking and making eye contact with my managers at stores, and just asking people how they're doing and stopping and talking to customers, and this is just ingrained in them now, and they've been raised with it. So
which is amazing. It's a huge opportunity.
We're raising little entrepreneurs. So
that's what I was about to say. Do you imagine? And there's no right or wrong answer. Is this a legacy business?
No.
Or is this going to be a sell?
We will
profit,
probably sell.
and then take Jaime out on vacation with
Fantastic.
you guys.
Buy property in Panama.
Buy property in Panama.
One day.
We can be neighbors.
Yeah, we've talked about it. Coffee plantations.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, my girls love the business, but I mean, if they don't want to make pickles, they don't have to make. Stella wants to be a vet. She loves animals, and Finley wants to be a singer. So
Of course.
yeah, I have no idea what Darby wants yet, but yeah,
I don't know.
She
I'm
might
40
want.
and I don't know
She might want to run the pickle business. I don't know, but no, it's with food companies. If they grow quickly, they have great sales. You have a great customer base. You can only grow it so big, and I'm sure not all food companies are like this, but if you get to that 100 million range, where you're just okay, this is insane. We have this huge workforce. You're going to have to go public at some point probably, or sell to someone bigger that can make that next leap.
That can maintain all the
Yeah.
logistics.
And there's brokerages that can help with that. There's middle sales companies that'll come in and buy and then sell it to Nestle or, Mars or whatever the big ones are. I don't even, so you can get to certain points on your own, but then it just becomes when you go global. Logistics for global stuff, I don't even, we have been approached by buyers in Korea, Taiwan, and talked to buyers in Mexico. And just the logistics of that alone is overwhelming for me. It's just me. Brent does my spreadsheets. Thanks. But it's so hard to learn all this and to figure it out. Thank goodness, State of Idaho's Department of Ag, they have programs in place for this. They have so many people that can help with it, and I'm learning so much from them. There's a ton with the Department of Ag that really help small producers like us, and they just are my go-to if I have questions.
So there's resources available.
Absolutely.
Organically here at the local level.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but it's just, if we get to that size, I don't want to run a company anymore.
Yeah, it's a little different at that
But
point in time. It just becomes something.
We'll want to retire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the dream, right? To retire.
I'll be your tour guide.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and translator hopefully.
Yeah.
Only un poquito. I don't speak very much.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have talked for quite a bit. Where's our time hack at? We're good. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue to eat some pickles.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna eat one too, actually.
Anybody at home that is watching, what is it that you want them to know about Dillys? What is it that you want them to be on the lookout for? Where can they find you? Can they find you on the gram? Can they find you on the Facebook? Is there a
the
website?
gram, Facebook, Dillys_pickles. I don't know. My Facebook might be the same actually, or just Dillys Pickles.
At Dillys Pickles.
At Dillys Pickles. Okay, it's pretty much the same. I'm trying to be more I guess, transparent with my social media. I just shared a post of my family, and it was kind of a candid picture that we took at our family session over the summer, and I stumbled upon it on my Facebook or something, and I shared it again, and I was like, oh, this would be a fun one just to tell my followers on Instagram about us as a family. And there's real people working and making your pickles, and it comes from somewhere, and just the background there. And so, yeah, trying to be a little bit more, yeah. Oh, are you looking at it? Yeah, isn't it? It was a fun shoot, but yeah, we're just, I mean, I'm a real person, and I'm making all these pickles with my 7-person crew who love our product, support me like crazy. It's fantastic. They're wonderful people. We have some workers, like workers are interesting. Everyone that has come in to help, there's like definitely, I'm just going to set this down on my cup. Sorry.
Do it.
Took it and then started talking again. So there's like 2 categories. The ones who totally want to be there and are like gung-ho to learn and take the initiative. And then there's the ones that are like, I'll take my check and I'm probably not coming back. Like they just peace out and they go and on to the next job.
Wasn't for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we go through a lot more of the piecing out than we do finding stable employees. So yeah, but those employees are growing with me, and you know, they see as more as a long-term thing.
You go national, baby.
I know.
They're gonna be there.
I do have a kind of a side deal with my like core employee group that one day I hope to fulfill, and they know what it is, but it's pretty cool. So
that's
yeah,
exciting.
Yeah, if we ever sell and they're still around, or they put in like a certain amount of time, then they get a pretty large chunk of that sale price.
Good for you.
Yeah,
that's
so.
right. They take good care of you. You're gonna take good care of them.
Yeah, gosh, they work their butts off for me. They help so much. So yeah,
awesome. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I'm so proud of you. That's
thanks.
awesome.
Thanks. Yeah.
All right.
It's fun. So.
Well.
What else? What other questions you got?
Oh, that was all the questions. I'm about to close it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm also tired.
Oh, it has been a long week.
It has been a very long year. This last 4 days, and it's terribly dark outside.
I know.
And
what is this winter already?
And I forgot to eat lunch, and it's dinner time.
Oh, yeah.
So that's okay. That's okay. I've been eating pickles. Clearly,
they're holding you over.
Clearly, I don't like them.
It's gone.
Crushing them throughout the whole episode. All right, Jessica, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you sharing your journey as a business owner, as a mom, just like and as a friend, and like everything in between, all the things that you got to look forward to, not just with your business, but also taking care of your work family as well. I'm so glad that you share that. It's just like best way to just close an episode. It just warms my heart. Not everybody does that. Not everybody does that, and and that gets to be highlighted. And I have no doubt that not only will you be successful, but you'll be able to fulfill that promise to them.
God, I hope so.
As always, a huge shout out to our sponsor, Vital Elements, CBD premium products. Hey, check them out. You can always find our link in our Facebook page. In our YouTube page with all the episodes. You can go ahead and check out their products. Anything that you purchase using that link comes directly back to my Idaho friends, and we're able to, again, provide you with more content. As always, thank you to Argos Productions, Erica, Justin, sweet baby James out in the back. They make all of this happen. They allow me to be here in their studio, and they support me, production, equipment, sound, and everything else. They're incredible. They're amazing. Make sure you check them out over on their website. Again, all those links are right there at the bottom once the episodes are on YouTube. Follow them on their social media. If you're watching, clearly you're using the Argos Stream TV link. Make sure that you like that on Facebook. Give them a like on Instagram. And then, last but not least, goodness, what a long month. What a long week. Get out there and vote.
Yes.
All right.
Oh my gosh, please.
Get out
early
there
vote if you can.
and vote. I think early voting has come to an end, if not everywhere.
You can drop
or
off your
in some
ballot.
Places, but you can still drop off your ballot.
Yeah.
You can be safe about it, wear a mask, drop it off in the box, or drop it off in person.
Yes.
You get to exercise this right that a lot of people don't get to, and that a lot of people have actually sacrificed a great deal to include their lives. So it is important. It is your civic duty. And I know, I get it. Things are polarized. Things are weird on the larger scale, on the larger level. But there's a lot of things here at the local level that should should take your time and attention, for you to look into who it is that is running, because that is what is going to impact you and I and our families and our children, so just take the time. It's not that hard. It's not that bad. And again, as always, Idaho, get out there and be kind to somebody. Cheers. Love you a long time. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.